Aloha! It's the 14th of August 2021. Let's take a look at some cyclones. Well, first up, we've got another beast of a storm in the eastern Pacific. This one, Linda, is now 110 knots according to NHC, and the satellite-based estimates are higher. Here are the satellite-based estimates, and as you can see, it has skyrocketed somewhat. It must be rapidly intensifying now into Category 4 intensity according to the adjusted T and CI. Over the last few hours, the storm developed a completely circular area of very cold cloud tops between -70 and -80 Celsius, and that appears to be that intensification period. Looks like it has died down a little bit in the last few frames, and you can barely notice it, but there is an island in there. That island is the western island of the Rivalaggedo Islands. The one over here is Socorro, which I know about. That one's a frequently hit by hurricanes. This one I don't really know about. The Rivalaggedo Islands. There are 4 of them. One of them is Socorro. There are 45 people supposedly living on these islands. I have no idea whether any of those people are living on that small one that just got struck. Let us know in the comments if you know anything more about this island. After that island, there's really nothing in the way of this storm in terms of land until you get to Hawaii, which is a long way off, and I'm not sure whether the storm is getting over there. Let's have a look at the models. Yeah, the global forecasting system model keeps the storm wandering for many days before it gradually edges towards the north. So in this forecast at least, it is no threat to Hawaii. The European Center model does want to keep it stronger for longer though. And actually the European Center model does keep it as a significant looking storm wandering into the central Pacific, passing well north of Hawaii in this simulation. But still, look at it, it is a lot more well defined than the GFS that basically takes it apart. Anyway, that's a long way off into 24th of August. There are also a couple of systems in the Atlantic. We got Grace, tropical storm, and the remnants or the leftover of Fred. The Atlantic has been struggling this year, hasn't it? The storms are struggling to develop, and these two aren't really an exception in the GFS, with Fred basically being an area of rain that's heading up into Florida and into the US, bringing some heavy rain by the looks of things. And then we've got Grace trundling through past Hispaniola and heading across the Bahamas and into Florida. It's not particularly strong when it makes landfall in Florida, probably a tropical storm, but definitely one to watch, and it does do a weird thing over there. That's a very dodgy forecast, but that does look a bit more interesting. The National Hurricane Center keep it as a tropical storm throughout the period until Thursday. As it's approaching Florida, where they end their forecast, they've issued tropical storm warnings for Puerto Rico, and probably will also into the Dominican Republic, maybe Haiti. The forecast tracks look in reasonable agreement. Some intensity differences, H-Wharf making it a Category 1 hurricane before weakening it. Another area of interest was the Black Sea of all places in Europe and Asia. Actually more Asia. So I'll put this in the Asia section. They actually had a hurricane strength system developing in the ICON model shown here a few days ago. And let's have a look at it now. This is the European Center model forecast, and guess what? It ain't got shit. Well, it's got a weak low pressure system up in the Sea of Azores, is that? And then basically nothing much. It was supposed to develop on Sunday, but don't see anything. Yeah, even ICON has finally given up on its crazy forecast, and looks like, well, I mean, it's still trying to develop something up there, but Nothing significant. A weak low pressure system. I don't know, this model seems to be very wanting to spin stuff up. Over in the Westpac, we've got TD16W over here. And actually this is possibly coming my way, because look at this, heading off way into the future, eventually becoming a weak typhoon. Where is it going beyond that in the crazy long-term GFS? Let's take a look. The answer is the GFS is actually taking it eventually into Taiwan. And that is a seriously long way off. The time, I guess though, we have a rough idea when the storm will be beginning to impact wherever it goes, whether it's the Philippines, Taiwan, or Japan, or China, or South Korea. And that is 22nd of August. I think that's about it from me. Oh, wait a second, what's going on down there? Something in the eye, let's take a quick look. Indeed. Looks like Linda has got some mesovortices in the eye. Looking a little bit Clover-like. Or actually, maybe Mickey Mouse. Anyway, on that note, I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Keep it real.